Hey, what's up everyone? This is the watch list video for Friday, March 10th. Nasty day on the SPY, but we're kind of down near recent lows. Looks like we briefly took them out. Man, I don't even know. The Dow was down over 500 points, I think. It's a pretty good day for me to have left early. I left around noon after trading the morning. Something came up and I had to go. And let me slide this over. Found the heat map this afternoon and I said, wow, that's a pretty good day to leave early, right? I got lucky on that one. Let me slide this up there too. Pause the video if you're new and read that. It explains what we're all about at greatstockpicks.com. Kind of an ugly day. We'll see what happens. I've got a watch list here that I'm going to go into. And again, I have a couple comments about each one of these. UNCY, I love how strong it was in a weak tape. Let me go to 5-minute candles. Somebody posted the volume spike, or that it was curling, and I grabbed it right about here, Tokyo style this morning. 208, 209, and scaled out through 220. It was kind of a neat little trade, all things considered. I don't remember who posted the spike, but this was already on our list, our watch list. So that was kind of a neat heads up. And so then, since I made money in it, it's one of the stocks I checked this afternoon. I see it kind of got a midday bounce, but actually held up pretty darn well in a very ugly tape. Having said that, the moving averages are all down here, and it's what I call stupid extended. So I'll have it on a chart, but I'm very skeptical that I'll find a trade in it on Friday. LUNR, I don't think this thing had news, but it certainly had record volume today and went from 1052 to 1975 on an intraday basis before settling at 16 something. And there's the intraday. So it held up actually better than I thought, especially in a weekday. So I'm going to keep that one on watch. OPGN, nice volume and a pretty strong close. We're going to have that one on a chart. OCEA. This thing was crazy. If you didn't make it to chat today, it was on the morning gap playlist. Let me go to like 1-minute candles and just show you what this thing did. So it was really strong in pre-market. Gaps up, topped out at 913, goes all the way down to almost 8, and then in 1 minute rips from 806 to 940, halts, comes out of the halt and then tanks. I mean, it was just, and then rips through the high of day again and then tanks. So crazy action. Almost crazy enough that I hesitate to put it on the watch list, but I'm going to put it on the watch list. So certainly had big volume and a pretty strong stock by the end of the day, right? When you look at how the market was. HLLY, big volume and a pretty strong close on a weekday. We're going to watch that one. That's some bounce plays. AI was already on bounce watch. Another big red day. Certainly looks really interesting to get down to recent lows here, but I'm going to put it on bounce watch. BAC is Bank of America. This one does not make my watch list very often, but it's down like 4 days in a row. Every financial was down big today. But when you get under 30, let's see what this low back here was, 29.31. So it's already down big. Maybe if we get some early selling below 30, I'll look for a reversal on an intraday basis in this area. Whoops, let me try that again. My fingers were on the wrong button. CRWD, CrowdStrike, had earnings 2 days ago, and the earnings were, some big numbers, and it gapped up, and then 2 big ugly days of sell-off. This 120 area used to be resistance. Maybe it becomes support, and you have the 20-day there, kind of 15-minute candles, and you could argue, hey, maybe the overall market, and there's the 120 area, you can see the support there. Maybe the overall market is partly responsible for just bringing this one down after huge earnings and 2 big days down. So I am putting this on bounce watch. HOG, which is Harley Davidson, had the gap up, probably on earnings. Don't quote me on that, but a big gap up like that, and then came back down and then whoosh, straight down. Certainly interesting around the 40 area. So if we get an early sell-off tomorrow, I'll be watching this area for an intraday bounce. See how nicely it bounced off of that area in December. BBIO, it's kind of in no man's land. They had a gap up on good news, sold off, then they did a secondary, and then it ripped anyway. But now you got a couple red days in a row. Again, it's in no man's land, so I don't love it for a bounce, but I am going to watch it for a bounce. And then CDIO had the gap up here, sold off, and then a massive rip, and now we're down between the 8-day and the 20-day, this area that I look for stocks to turn back up. We call that the buy zone. So we'll keep a close eye on CDIO as well. Make sure and keep a close eye on the overall market tomorrow. Don't want to fight, don't want to fight a big whoosh down if the SPY's tanking. Obviously, I won't be going long anything. But that's it. That's the list, and we'll add other stocks that are gapping in the pre-market to this list, and I'll see everybody in the chat room in the morning.